Hello everybody, Digfig here, and welcome back to Digfig Reacts. Today we're going to be going over Star Trek Resurgence, Spock briefing gameplay, ING first video. Again, I think this is just like a Star Trek RPG that's coming out this spring, supposedly in 2022, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. So let's see what we got here, what we can dig out of this one.
Ambassador Spock, my senior staff. It's not every day that a captain gets to welcome a Starfleet legend.
I want to love it, but it just looks dated, and the animations are kind of robotic, like not motion capture. Oh, I don't want to just rag on a game for my first return back, because I really want to like this. I love Star Trek. Still gonna buy it more likely and play it, but like it's feeling like that's STO jank.
Legend aboard.
You flatter me, Captain Solano. But legend implies the past tense, whereas I am very much focused on our present circumstances.
I didn't mean to suggest you were stuck in the past.
Okay, so we've got dialogue options here that are the simple pop-up XYZ. Presumably we're playing as her. I mean, that's pretty nice. The lighting effects aren't terrible in this thing with the reflections on the leather. Definitely an increase from the reveal trailer. So I still need to hold my reservations because it says in progress footage. This isn't the final game. Overall, I don't know. Why give you the timer though?
Your
I've never
experience
understood
comes
that.
from the past, but our present situation calls for it.
True enough.
We were hoping you could fill us in on the details. We got the basics from Starfleet. Two formerly peaceful neighbors are now on the brink of war.
Indeed, and the tension between them grows fiercer by the hour. Lydia and Hotari.
I love their technology. It's so cool. So far, it's an interesting little scenario here. Presumably, we're going to get some details on what's actually going on in this world and what we're going to try and tackle. The problem Starfleet's going to try and solve here. Let's see what we get into.
The Lydians are the more advanced species. They made first contact with the Hotari over a century ago. This is Tau, the Hotari moon. It is rich in dilithium, and for decades, the Hotari and the Lydians have shared a mining operation there. The Lydians provide the technological resources, while the Hotari have served as the labor force.
Well, that's never a good combination, because that has never caused conflict in the past. But I mean, each their own, I guess. Still not much to pull out of here.
The stability of that arrangement was the source of their peace, until recently. The Hotari have suddenly and forcefully seized control of the mining operations and expelled the Lydians from their system. That is the official story, as told by the Hotari when they requested Federation mediation. But the details remain scant. Communications between all parties have been limited by the ionic interface.
I am noticing some frame drops, but again, in progress, probably very unoptimized footage. I do like the moving background. We're clearly on a spaceship flying through space. The fucking animations, though, it just doesn't feel right. And like, I've been playing through the Halo franchise lately, and the anniversary editions of Halo 1 and 2, the new cutscenes they've added and the remaster of them, face capture, the animation, it is so freaking good. And that's years ago that they did those. It is amazing. And this, to me, it could be why this feels
Interference.
lackluster at best.
What are the Hotari defensive capabilities? Do they stand a chance to hold on to the mines now that they've taken them?
It is unlikely the relatively primitive Hotari forces would prevail against the Lydian fleet in open war. But it would have been equally unlikely to predict they could take possession of the mines until they did just that, which leaves many unanswered questions. Left unchecked, this conflict will result in more bloodshed, which is what we are here to prevent.
And the dilithium trade hangs in the balance.
Clearly, the Hotari have been exploited in this relationship.
Maybe we can persuade them peace is the more profitable alternative for everyone. They both profited from the mines. And for the Hotari, something is better than nothing.
I mean, the decisions are a hard one. Like, that is an ethical, and yeah, you can kind of get both sides. So, like, that's good on them. But I mean, all I can keep talking about is the animations and facial expressions. It's kind of reminding me not quite as bad as the whole Mass Effect fiasco with Andromeda and the whole facial and emotional detachment, but it's just slightly off.
Peace is our objective, after all.
We can call it profitable or mutually beneficial, but at the end of the day, the Hotari are still being exploited for their own resources.
True peace is not merely the absence of war. And as such, this conflict will surely come again.
Neither the Illydians or the
Wiseness of
Hotari
Spock.
are members of the Federation, so we can't make them do anything.
There is an additional complicating factor I should mention. In the past, the Federation has relied on the Illydians as a source of dilithium.
That certainly changes things.
Federation sources its dilithium from a lot of places.
Yeah, and this is one of them.
That means the Hotari have no reason to trust us.
I wouldn't go that far, Commander.
We are completely neutral in this matter, on neither one side nor the other. Any suggestion otherwise would compromise our position. Given the Federation's involvement in the Iridium dilithium trade,
Now I'm just like getting involved in the conversation, which is good because for the lack of emotion and stuff, I love this kind of stuff. I love the sci-fi. I'm getting sucked into it. Now I want to like be here trying to make these decisions and figuring out what's going on here. But like any statement otherwise would weaken our position. It's like it's not up to us, it's how we appear to the other people, but it's fine, Spock. Let's just
Captain
keep on
Serrano
rolling.
and I must make every effort to appear neutral in these negotiations.
What worries me is if this whole thing unravels and we're at the mercy of the storm at less than full strength.
We can't let it come to that.
Considering what the ion storm has done to our ship and the Ambassador's shuttle, we have to assume the Illydian fleet has had problems with it as well. This recent surge in the energy disturbance temporarily levels the playing field.
Commander Westbrook is correct. The energy anomalies around the Hotari systems have been noted in the past. But they have never been observed on the orders of magnitude we have seen in recent weeks.
That may answer why the Hotari were able to strike back after so long. They finally had an opportunity and they took it.
That would also explain the Illydians' restraint.
And reason to learn as much about the energy anomaly as we can while we are here. We do not want to be caught at a disadvantage of our own. So I trust we understand our circumstances.
We're operating on a strict timetable here, and we're going to be leaving for the negotiations shortly. Commander Westbrook.
Did he just glitch through that chair arm when he stands up?
So I trust we understand our circumstances.
We're operating on a strict timetable here, and we're going to be...
Yes, it did. The chair didn't move at all. Work in progress. It's fine. But that little things matter in a game where it's supposed to be storytelling, engaging, RPG-ish. And I'm trying to think of what time period this feels like in the dated aspect, because it's not quite all the way back to like SWTOR. It's not quite all the way back to Mass Effect, but it's not to new Unreal 5 footage, and it's not even like last gen. It's like slightly past like STO and stuff. It's quite old.
Be leaving for the negotiations shortly. Commander Westbrook, I want you to leverage our systems to investigate the anomaly from here while we're gone.
Aye, Captain.
Thank you all.
Dismissed.
I want to speak to both of you privately.
It's inappropriate, Spock.
Ambassador Spock, I'd like to make a formal introduction. My first officer, Commander Jara Rydek.
Commander,
Hell yeah.
as you
You're
are
playing
aware,
as first officer?
there are limits to what Captain Solano and I can do in our official capacity as representatives of the Federation. But someone in an unofficial capacity, your first officer, for example, would not be bound by those restrictions. Commander Rydek could ingratiate herself to certain parties behind the scenes, where they may be more candid in revealing information that could lead to a resolution.
She certainly goes her own way. Maybe that helps in this case. It would be unconventional, but I'm not opposed to it.
With all due respect, Ambassador, I'm not a trained diplomat.
That's exactly what we're going to leverage.
I began my time in Starfleet as a science officer, not as an ambassador. We must be adaptable in the line of duty.
Well, I
He
hope
has a
Commander
point.
Rydek will have more luck finding out what really happened than we will through official diplomatic channels.
The fate of the negotiations, the interests of the Federation, and the prospect for peace may very well depend on it.
I mean, my conclusions of that is it seems like it's going to be another slow-paced RPG, which I am a fan of. Mass Effects and stuff are some of my absolute favorite games. I love Star Trek. I'm kind of looking forward to it, getting a little hyped, but also just nervous because of the way the jank looks. Given these are just cutscenes and dialogue options, so I can't super judge the gameplay yet till we see some movement, combat, and space combat. Hopefully there's space combat. I don't actually know if it is because it's a third-person RPG. Hello everyone, let me know in the comments what you think, and if you have any other game recommendations or trailer recommendations that I should check out to react to trailers. I really like doing these, and I really want to make some more. So I will see all of you in the next one. Dig Fig out! You know, I don't think in the last one that I did this 20-second thing. I told you, I gotta get in the groove for it again. So we got like 20 seconds to kill here. See how copyright things go. I've got a phone. I've got fingernail clippers that I've been fidgeting with off screen. I think it's been 20 seconds now.